I am Jamie, and welcome to. Whoop, we don't have the Fandom Access sign up. SciFi Vision presents Fandom Access. It is, trust me, it's just not there. For Tuesday, February 17th. But there we go. But welcome everybody. Yeah, but thank you if you are joining us. We have two things tonight to talk about. We have Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and then another Star Trek Starfleet Academy. And unfortunately, until more is on, that is all we have, but we at least have those two. So please make sure you like the video, hype it if you can, subscribe to SciFi Vision, and Scarlett and Jen and I will be back again on Thursday at 11 Eastern for School Spirits. And of course, we have the watch party at 9:30 in our Discord, which you can always join if you aren't a member of our Discord. Please join us there as well for all the information and all that good stuff. There we go. I'm putting a link in the chat. All right. So it sounds like at least Karen agrees with me about this episode. I did not like this episode of Seven Kingdoms. What did you think, Kate?
Why didn't you like it?
I was going to say, because you're asking me. Because it was just, to me, was a lot. Look, I know that not everything's happy endings and not everything's, flowers and rainbows. But I don't know. To me, it was just kind of dark and depressing. And I just didn't enjoy it. It was a lot of violence without like a payoff. I felt like he won, but I don't know. It didn't feel like a happy win. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't per se that it was bad. It just, to me, it was depressing. Therefore, I didn't really like it.
What about you, Karen?
I wouldn't say I didn't like it. It's the most violent episode that we've had so far. But it was, I've watched Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, so it's not like I'm not used to this. It was very exciting. Kimberly says I was on the edge of my seat yelling at the TV. I kind of was also, I kept thinking, how many times can Dunk get stabbed? He's going to die. He's going to die. I've not read the book.
Like, you can't kill him.
It's called The Adventures of Dunk and Egg, I think, and there's 2 more seasons. So, he can't die, right?
I was yelling, get up, stab him, cut his head off. Stab him. That was pretty much my whole exchange.
I thought it was pretty good, and I think it has a huge, it has a payoff in that, it has huge ramifications for, who's going to be the next king, right? The crown prince is killed at the end.
Oh, that part, yeah. That's
well, that's not really a question. The next in line is Aries. So so the second son is now in line.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty exciting, and it opens, well, it doesn't open, but early on there's a lengthy flashback. And there was a part of me thinking, geez, it's only 6 episodes, half an hour each. Do we really need this flashback? By the end of the episode, I kind of saw, I kind of understand why we had that flashback, and we can talk about that more later. AJ, how'd you like it?
I got nervous because I've been waiting for this episode. I couldn't wait. I love this episode. I know it's coming, but to see it come to life, it's so much fun. But the flashback scared me, though, because the flashback is not in the book. That is all new. Flashback is all new. So I got very scared. I was like, I swear to God, if they start this fight and we get this entire episode as a flashback and we don't get the fight till next week, I was like, I'm going to be pissed off.
That's what I thought they were going to do.
AJ, is any part of that flashback from the story, is that really... We know that's how Dunk met Sir Arlen. We don't know any of that. That's all new.
That's all new stuff. But it worked. They did. I think they did a good job inferring stuff and, getting it. The whole him flashing between get up. When he meets Sir Arlen, I thought the whole thing worked really well with the flashback.
Yeah.
I would, like I said, I'd probably feel very differently about the flashback if we didn't get the whole fight.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe I was just waiting, like I said, for the payoff. The payoff, he won, yeah, but it's it's bittersweet. There is no yay,
absolutely.
Won. And I get it. It's the kind of show it is. I guess for me, because I went through that whole thing, I wanted to see some kind of moment of recognition or celebration or something. And instead, we find out the other guy who was helping him is dead.
There's
Yeah, I was.
There's
Sorry, go
another,
ahead.
There's another episode for it to pay off next week.
That's true. That's true.
I was slightly.
I was waiting for something that wasn't there.
I will say, AJ, hold that thought for 1 second.
Oh,
I will say, Jamie, this is Game of Thrones. In the world of Game of Thrones, nobody gets a happy ending. Rarely is there a happy ending or a payoff.
This is why I don't usually like this kind of show.
Go ahead, AJ.
To be fair.
I was just gonna say I was slightly disappointed with Baylor. I kind of get why they did it the way they did, because it lets the audience it gives the audience that shock value for a little bit longer. In the book, it's described as like when they help him take off his helmet, something red falls out and then half his skull is missing. So they kind of downplayed it. Like I was waiting to see like half a skull.
Yeah, it looks like half his brain had fallen out already. So
yeah,
but I understand why they did it the way they did, because in books you can hide stuff better and longer than you can visually. So I kind of get why they did it the way they did. I was just I was ready to envision, like, you know, I want to see how they did half a head.
Yeah. I forget his name.
Baylor,
yeah. Baylor, right? Yeah, sorry, I forgot his name.
See, to me, I guess and I'm supposed to say too, and I mean that's what the way it is and the way the characters are, but it's like he actually had somebody that was on the quote unquote wrong side that believed in justice, you know? And it's like, now even he's gone. Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, to be fair, this really isn't my kind of show. Like I enjoyed it and I have enjoyed it, but I've enjoyed the lightheartedness of it. Like if it was all this dark, I would quit watching it. So I'm not really the intended audience, to be fair. So
let me put it to you this way, Jamie. Good quote unquote Targaryens don't end well.
Okay. Very true. But I'm just saying, like, I know going into it, it's that kind of show. That's why I didn't think I would like it in the first place. But it's been okay, and it's had its moments of levity, and
it's more, it's more of the lighthearted nature than it is what we just got.
But it's not going to be
it's literally it's kind of actually like the opposite of what Game of Thrones usually is. Usually Game of Thrones is like 90% what we just saw and 10% levity and fun. This is the other way around.
The Game of Thrones series is, I mean, it's a lot like, maybe more like Lord of the Rings, which Jamie hates, but you know, it's dozens of characters separated by hundreds. It's you don't like Lord of the Rings.
I did when I watched it and liked it when it was on. I said I don't know if I would like it now, but I watched it and loved it when it was out. I even read it.
The comparison here that is Game of Thrones is like dozens of characters separated by hundreds or thousands of miles, and it takes place over like years and even decades, maybe, right? And so, or at least a decade or more. And so this show was like the opposite. Like it's entirely the point of view of one guy, Dunk, and this kind of small story about a small person, which I think is making it a lot more accessible to a lot of people, including maybe you, Jamie, who really doesn't like the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh, you know something I've been meaning to mention every week, and I keep forgetting, so I'm going to mention it now.
Okay.
Karen. So you know Aegon is the fourth son of a fourth son.
Yes.
They've only briefly mentioned his other brother once. Do you know who it is?
Baylor, Maekar, the two in between?
No. His brothers are Darren, Arian, and then the third
Aegon and no, I was going to say Jaehaerys, but that's wrong.
Yes. Well, they haven't mentioned. They haven't actually said his name. He was only briefly mentioned in passing, and they said that they sent him to Maester School.
Yeah, and Kimberly has it in the chat.
Yeah, Master Aemon.
who is a character in Game of Thrones. Yeah.
How the hell do they keep their names straight? Aemon, Arian, Damon. They all sound the same.
Well, I mean, they're such a inbred and
family. Yeah,
family. They keep naming everybody over everybody. So here's a good question. I'm going to hit a star on some of these questions so we can jump into the recap. And you guys, we're going to come back to some of these, okay? Golden Child, Kimberly, I'm not skipping over you. We're going to come back to you. Okay? Is that cool, Jamie? So we can jump into it?
No, that's fine. Sorry. Yeah. So I don't know that the pictures are really helpful this time because it's mostly just battle, but there's a lot of battle. That's why I'm like, I don't know how much this is going
to. Did you catch the flashback also?
Yeah, I got the flashback. I just meant other than saying like there's a battle. It's not, there's a lot of the battle, but the flashback, yeah. I don't remember her name though.
Rafe. Her name is Rafe.
Okay. So Rafe and Dunk when he was young. Yeah, and I think this kind of shows that he was the same guy back then. He wanted to do good, and he also though was scared back then. But to be fair, he was younger. But yeah, I mean, she's kind of telling him at certain points that like he's got to be harder, is kind of what she says without outright saying it. Like he's too good for this world a lot of times, because I know at the beginning it started, hey, just me. I know at the beginning it started with him going to kill that guy, but I guess it was more mercy killing more than anything when they find the horse and the guy in the, with the horse on top of him. And she's like, no, well, you can't do that. First, we have to see, we might be able to use him to get money off of him, so she's even worse than that.
If we save him, maybe somebody will like reward them for
saving him. Yeah. Because at first I was like, he's going to kill him, and then I realized, well, the guy's going to die. He's doing it so he's not laying there suffering, I guess. But yeah, she's like, we might be able to get money off of him. Don't do that. So it kind of shows, I guess, just that this is inherently who Dunk is, that he is the person that would do what is expected or is the right thing or whatever, but like he's got to be kind of pulled along in other ways. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not describing it well. Sorry. My head hurts.
I think, and then we'll see what what you think. I think he's a very naive boy. I think we're seeing, he's naive now as a grown man. And I guess we're seeing that he was always this naive and like Rafe is the more street smart person. Like, it's amazing to me that Dunk has lived to be a grown man. And he seems to always have somebody to show him the way up until this point in his life, where now he's got like a 9-year-old who's like showing him the way. He's a very people keep saying to him, are you stupid? And he is kind of dopey. And
yeah, I think it's what you said. It's not so much stupid, it's naive. And he doesn't want to believe the worst in people, I think. But in the world he lives in, you kind of can't just, like I said, it's not all puppies and rainbows. He can't just expect it to go okay if he, by doing the right thing. It just doesn't work that way in his world.
Also, they're the poorest of the poor, right? Jamie, they mentioned they live in Flea Bottom. So Flea Bottom is like the poorest, slummiest section of King's Landing, the capital city.
I figured it was a slummy part. But
wait, sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say what he says though to her is interesting and also kind of true. But like, you don't really think of it. He's like, well, what if we get out of here? What if it's worse? What if this is as good as it's going to get? And you're so worried about getting out of here, and it could even be worse. A lot of times, people like her are just like, we got to go, and like he's trying to at least, I don't know, accept the bad. Like, that's not necessarily good that he's trying to accept the bad, but he's not wrong. I mean, there's no way to know that if they got out of there, that he wouldn't have been worse off than he was in the first place.
I don't know. They're literally stripping corpses of their last bits of anything valuable to sell. Like, how worse? And they live like in a hole underneath the stable. I don't know.
Everybody knows. She's absolutely right, because everybody knows there is nothing worse than Flea Bottom.
Yeah,
it is talked about across the lands.
All right, fair.
But no, he's just you guys have hit the nail on the head. He's naive, and he wants to.
And
He's
willing to accept that.
he's clearly got mommy issues. He knows she's dead, but he's still waiting just in case. Like,
yeah, like,
I mean,
but she might come back.
I suppose it could be worse, Jamie. So they mentioned that they want to go to the free cities, and Dunk says it could be. How do you know the free cities aren't worse? And while they're called the free cities, they have slavery. Like, remember in Game of Thrones, Tyrion is enslaved in the free cities, and Dany's whole thing is like freeing the slaves. And they could be enslaved when they get there. That would be worse, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess if you always just accept what's put in front of you, you'll never go anywhere though either, right? What's that they say? You always lose the opportunity you don't take, or something like that.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, he'll never know. And hey, he's going to grow up that maybe he'll be a knight if he actually makes something of himself, but you have to try. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting, just kind of the showing the two sides of it, because I mean, that sort of is what he's still done, even though he's become a knight in this sense and, pushed himself to the tournament. He still has not really, he doesn't push his place. You know what I mean? Like, people treat him like shit and he just takes it all. And I think that things would maybe be better for him if he didn't do that. And he's finally, I mean, that's kind of what the show's about. He's finally starting to learn, I guess, the ways of the world. It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting the way
he's got a kind heart. That's what it boils down.
Which can be your downfall in a world like this.
Yes, AJ, that's a good way of putting it. He has a kind heart.
But they do what they are supposed to do and save up the money, but it is not enough for them to travel out together. I really figured he was going to say, you go without me, because they had half enough. Did you? I mean, AJ, you've seen the story, so obviously, all of you said this wasn't in the story, so I guess you wouldn't know the answer to that. Did either of you think that at any point, hey B, that he was going to say, take the money and go?
No, because he has said he's in love with her, which I don't know if he's really in love with her. I thought in the next scene when they go to sleep, I thought she might take the money and go without it behind his back.
I thought that too. Yeah,
that's what I thought she was going to do.
Yeah, I didn't. No, honestly, I didn't believe that for a second. I feel like there's no way she's ever going to leave his side because he is so naive. She knows he ain't going to last 5 minutes without her.
Yeah, like when he said something like, "I only want to be with you," and she goes, "Why? Because you love me." And then she hesitates and says, "Well, I love you too." And I didn't really get the feeling that she really does love him, but as AJ kind of, to paraphrase AJ, she kind of maybe feels a sense of responsibility for him.
That too. I think they're all each other has.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just he's been through the show so selfless. That's why I expected him to at least be like, take the money, go. Not that I thought she was going to do it, but I thought that he might offer for her to do it.
I thought he'd wake up and she'd be gone.
Yeah, I also thought that was a good possibility too, but was not the case. And she, of course, steals from that's where they're trying to leave, and he says they don't have enough money. I don't know. I have a picture of the guy somewhere. The guy who has one hand. They steal that guy. They steal his whiskey or whatever, and so he steals their money. Which, to be fair, she did steal his stuff. Not that gave him a right to steal it back, but he's kind of like, you're going to steal off of me. I'm just going to take it back from you.
Well, but that's the thing. The thing is, though, she might have stole his alcohol, but he was going to steal their whole bag.
Yeah.
To begin with.
So he would have stole from them either way. But
besides, she did him a favor because it tastes like piss.
Yeah,
AJ, I think the money is not worth anything. I'm going to steal your money because it's not worth anything.
She didn't steal his money. She stole his.
I know that, but I'm saying it's like saying somebody's money, telling them it's dirty money, so I'm going to take it off of your hands. I was just being sarcastic.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he turns around and he takes everything they have and ends up they're going to let him go because he even tells the other guy, he nods to him like, yeah, let him put him down, let him go. And they're about ready to let him leave, both of them. But she is not willing to let it go. So she steals his knife, and that's when he slices her throat. And then the ensuing fight. Like if she had just let it go, I wonder what would have happened. But it's like she wasn't willing to let it go.
I felt a real sense of danger and that she needed to protect herself. This is a very game. Like I thought he was going to assault her. If not,
I didn't first.
Then eventually he will assault her. And I thought she was stealing that knife more. I see what you mean. She couldn't let it go, but I think she knows.
They did imply the way he was playing with her hair, like he was going to assault her. I agree with you, but then he looked over to the other guy, and to me, when he nodded to him, it was kind of like saying, "Yeah, go ahead, let him go, and don't kill him." And then they turned around, so I thought it was like to me. Of course, I don't watch this world really to know this, but I thought it was him saying, like, "We got what we need off of them. Let him go." And if she had just walked away, that they wouldn't have gotten killed. Now, you're right. Would he have come back the next time and raped her? I don't know. But that was kind of the impression I got. And it was like she just pushed it a little too far. But I guess you can take it either way. I think he was going to assault her, and I thought both of them were going to hurt her. You might be right. I'm just saying the way I read it, the scene. I mean, it really didn't matter because he slit her throat. So
how did you read it, AJ?
Yeah.
It's kind of like prison, you know? It's like you can't back down from the biggest guy in the room. You know? I mean, first of all, it's very easy for her to pickpocket this guy because she does it twice and he has no idea until after the fact. Even if they had walked away now, they're gonna get into a confrontation with this guy again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, you know, it didn't work out for her, but
yeah,
worked out for Dunk. He met Sir Arlen.
Yeah. You're right. Whenever he's killing her and attacking him, this is when a drunk Sir Arlen comes in and is like, "Don't hurt him," and doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's so drunk.
I'll tell you what, though.
He cuts the one guy's head off. He did pretty good.
I was gonna say he was drunk off his ass and he fucked them up and they were sober. Like that tells you how either good is
one guy only had one arm, but
bad day. Yeah, but still. Either Sir Arlen's just that good or they were just that bad.
I think they were just that bad. I think that he had a lot of luck.
I mean, this is kind of interesting, this part, because Dunk always talks about Sir Arlen like he was a great knight and he clearly was already a washed up drunk when Dunk met him, right? Like Dunk, it's always been a question to me how much Dunk built Sir Arlen up his mind versus how much of it is really true. And like this might be the only fight he ever observed Sir Arlen in, right?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they were going to show more. I mean, maybe they will next week. I don't know. Because for all we know, maybe as much as he saves Dunk, maybe Dunk saves him. I mean, maybe he turns some of that around. We don't really know yet. We just see this little snippet.
Well, I mean, Sir Arlen has been a hedge knight his entire knighthood, you know? So for him to be drinking at Flea Bottom isn't exact, you know, it doesn't mean he was washed up. He just, you know, he's a hedge knight. He's an eternal hedge knight. You know what I mean? It's not like he's in the Kingsguard or something. It's not like he belongs to a wealthy family, you know, like a Lannister or a Baratheon or you know, something. So, I mean, this is commonplace, you know, hedge knights, you're going to find them in all kinds of places. Just, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
So how did you guys feel about this flashback coming? Like we see like really only moments of getting ready for the battle that's been built up to, and now we have a flashback. Like
it annoyed me, but since they got back to the battle before the end of the episode, I
told you, I was like, oh, this better not last the whole episode.
Yeah, if they made us wait till next week, then I would have been really pissed.
Yeah, I would have been pissed too.
It was fine.
Like
I had hope for it though, because when a couple minutes into the flashback, I was like, all right, how long is this flashback? And then I checked the time on the episode. It was actually the longest episode we've had so far. So I was like, all right, I think we're going to get the whole fight. So I felt a little better as I was watching it.
Yeah, they don't gotta worry so much.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Kimberly's agreeing with us, but I love when people agree with us. I'm not sure exactly when that comment.
I think it was that they got back to the fight.
Oh yeah.
I
mean, it's like as a choice that the writers and that the writers have made that this is how the episode goes. They're like out on a limb here a little bit with the viewers, right? That we've been waiting for like the entire 3 episodes building up to this. And now we have this side story, but it's a good tight little story they're telling in this flashback.
Yeah. And it was placed pretty good. Like, I like the way they did it.
Yeah, I think it was important because it was part of what got Dunk back up. I mean, that was the whole, point of it. So
I also felt by the time this episode was over, I felt like we couldn't take 30 minutes of this violence. And so they they were able to tell the story of the battle in 15 minutes and then give us a balance of the episode that sort of, I don't know, does it break the tension here? Does it amp up the tension? But I couldn't have watched 30 minutes of that whole battle, right? Of the whole trial of 7. Well,
I mean, and that's the thing. They would have really had to stretch it out, honestly, the battle, because the battle takes place in about 2 or 3 pages in the book. It's not even a long battle in the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, they definitely changed around sort of what you said, AJ, that must be a lot different in the book because everybody was going by on their horse, whacking them in the head.
So, all right.
Yes. I thought of.
So I knew what was coming. I was going by what they were putting on the screen.
Okay.
So let's put it this way. I was kind of arguing with myself because what they told us in that episode, I wasn't about to tell you guys that it was I wasn't going to say what it actually was going to be because, because I knew what was coming didn't mean you guys knew what was coming. And I was speaking based on what they gave us in the episode when Darian tells Dunk that he's going against him, which is when I thought.
I didn't get that. Was he just saying that because he wanted Dunk to go up against him so he didn't get killed and he was hoping he'd choose him?
Maybe. I thought I honestly I wasn't sure. I thought maybe they were going to change some stuff. Yeah. So I was just speaking based on what they were saying in that episode. That's what I was saying. I am glad that we actually got exactly what was in the book.
but poor Dunk. I don't know how he survived that. Every time he popped his head up, it was like those gophers, they pound down. He kept getting knocked down and kept getting back up.
Well, that just tells you something about Dunk. He's very,
Although they whacked, what's his name? Aegis, God. Arian.
Right, yeah.
They all start with A, damn it. Arian, he got knocked a few times though by other people too when he was trying to get up. So it wasn't just Dunk. Yeah. But yes, Dunk keeps getting up.
I mean, coming into the flashback, Dunk, he already gets stabbed by the lance on the very first jousting pass, right? He gets stabbed in the gut or the chest or somewhere in his body with the lance. And then he gets whacked multiple times. It's one of the Arian has his, see me with the Morning Star in my hand. He whacks him in the head with the Morning Star, right? A couple times. And that's what leaves him unconscious here. I mean, they left us right in a really dramatic part of the battle. And people being unconscious and having a flashback is a thing that I normally hate, right? But I didn't hate that. It worked for me.
It wasn't a super long flashback and it wasn't a hallucination. So it works, right?
It was half the episode. It was 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was about half the episode.
No, but I mean, in another show, it might have been a lot longer and it might have been more of a hallucination. And then she would have been complaining.
Well, yeah, that would have been a different story.
Yes.
I would have been complaining too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I guess his eye got punched, cut. I'm not sure. It looked like a little,
he got stabbed with a sword in the eye.
I thought he lost his eye at first.
That was my question. Did he lose his eye? I wasn't sure. That was what I was going to ask.
It's just swollen shut.
Swollen shut later.
Because it looked like some kind of ninja star. I know it wasn't a ninja star, but something like that got inside.
No, it It was Arian's sword. He stuck his
Okay,
sword through his
I thought
visor.
something broke off inside it. Okay, I missed.
No, he stuck his sword through the visor.
Okay, but I guess missed design.
And luckily for Dunk, the sword didn't fit all the way through the visor because swords are tapered, so it got wider, and only the tip made it through.
Now, I have to ask, and this goes back actually to what whoops, I didn't mean to do that. To what Golden Child was saying earlier, although we can go a little further if you want. I guess we haven't gotten through it, but it's kind of just the battle. That's why I said I don't know how much the pictures are going to help. He wakes him up when he needs it.
Well, this battle, I mean, this is the flashback still.
Yeah, when he wakes up from the flashback.
Oh yeah, and he's seeing out his
Yeah. But go ahead, say whatever else you have to say about the battle, because what I have to ask is about the end, and it's getting into what Golden Child was asking, because I wanted to talk about that part of it, but he had the LGI.
We don't need to recap it all, but like you can see how like Dunk's champions with him, like two of them are gross out of the week was people vomiting because they're so terrified to go into this battle and probably be kills, right? It wouldn't be an episode of Dunk and Egg if some bodily fluid wasn't shared by someone at some point. There's a lot of pooping and puking in this show.
Something funny real quick?
Yeah.
I actually watched the inside the episode at the end, and he was saying he was actually puking prior to filming these scenes because he was so nervous.
B says that last pick reminded me of season 3 and 4 Herschel. You mean of Arlen? Maybe she's saying it kind of looks like Herschel. Because I thought maybe she meant his leg, but nobody gets their leg chopped off, so I don't think that's what she meant. Maybe she meant the actor kind of does. I don't know. You'll have to clarify, B. But yeah, there's a lot of back and forth and knocking down and getting up and them thinking it's over and it's not over, and he stands back up and Dunk screaming at him. Okay, you didn't mean the actor, so I thought. Sorry, Egg screaming at him, get up, and it's partially Sir Arlen that does make him get up, but he finally stands up. But yeah. Both of them are very close to dead through a lot of it. Probably could have not got back up. And at one point, it was hard to tell exactly what he did to Arian. It looked like he almost cut his leg off, like he probably severed that artery. So the guy could have been bleeding to death. I wasn't entirely sure what had happened the way he cut him. But he does, he forfeits. And he says it really quiet. And Dunk is smart and doesn't just take him for it, because I thought at first he was going to be like, okay, and then turn around and he was going to stab him in the back, right? I thought that could happen. So instead he pulls him in front of the... That's
actually what happens in the book. They changed that little part. In the book, he gets up after he yields, and Arian grabs his Morning Star, which is laying near him, and he goes to swing it at Dunk, and Dunk grabs his leg and like whips him around and then drags him over.
Oh, interesting. That makes a big difference.
Yeah, they left that for some reason.
Well, I do like that he was at least smart enough to pull him over and make him stay in front of him. But my question here was exactly what Golden Child had said. What happened if he had killed him instead of showing him mercy? I had wished he would, because then maybe Dunk would have had more respect after that. But at the same time, though, because I don't understand quite all the rules of the way this battle is to begin with, if he was dead, is it automatically over, or do the other ones keep battling? Okay, then he could have killed him. I kind of think he should have then, because I feel like this isn't over. And
Jamie,
that's who Dunk is.
That's part of the rules, that you can yield. It's not a fight to the death. It's a fight to...
No, I know. But I was thinking like he should kill him. I was wishing
he's a prince of the realm. And if you kill him after he yield, I mean, I don't know.
Right, but he could...
No one heard him yield. He could have
I think what Jamie's saying, though, is that he could have killed him before. He gave him a chance to yield. He could have just killed him.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would have happened to Dunk though? I mean, because if he
Nothing.
killed him in that instance, they couldn't do anything, right?
That's
Yeah,
the
no.
rule.
Yeah, if he had killed him during the battle, oh well.
I mean, if you remember, Baylor had originally advised Dunk to request single combat, right? He was gonna like be tortured and have his teeth removed or whatever, blah blah blah, be punished, and he requested single combat. And it was Arian. It probably is too afraid to face him in a single combat, right? And he pulls this like trial of 7 out of his ass from past history, right? I think so. If he killed him instead of allowing him to yield, I think nothing would happen. I think those are the rules, and it's Arian's fault for like causing this in the first place.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, I guess I'm saying not that I think he would be in trouble. I'm curious how the story would have went different if he had. Not that I thought he'd be punished.
Nothing would really be that different other than Arian would be dead.
But would he have a respect, or do you think him letting him go will earn him?
I mean, I think killing a Targaryen prince, even if it's within the rules, has its risks, right? He's one of 16 sons of the 4 brothers of the generation. Like, he's got all these uncles and cousins, and a lot of Targaryens are crazy. And he could have walked off that field, but that doesn't mean they wouldn't have found Arian. Somebody wouldn't have found a way to get at him for it, right?
All right, that's possible. I could see that.
It's also not Dunk. It's just not Dunk's way, right? Like,
no, it's not.
He has this streak of honor in him, right? Even when maybe it would have been. I can see there's an argument on the flip side that he should have killed him. To take this maniac who probably will still be out to get him, letting him live. I mean, Arian is humiliated now and will surely be his enemy for life, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of my thing. Like, is he going to earn people's respect because he did let him yield, or is it going to bite him in the butt that he didn't kill him? Because I kind of thought, no, look, this is before I realized Baylor was about ready to die. I thought that he was going to join, he would be his knight. I mean, that's what they were kind of implying was maybe going to happen. And then you found out Baylor was dead. Hey, Mackie, Fletch, you're welcome.
Karen is cold. Did I say something that is cold? My cold heart is showing.
Probably. Dunk couldn't have used his own shield to kill him. That would have broke the rules. Are they not allowed to use their shield? Does it have to be a sword? I don't know what the rules are.
I mean, he was beating him with his shield. He was
I thought he was going to cut his head off at first.
Yeah.
That could have been cool. Let's see. Curious to why Duncan doesn't talk about his father, cough, world bastard, cough. So is that, I'm assuming that's something then that's maybe coming, or don't know because I haven't read the book. So we won't, I guess, go into possible spoiler. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I thought he could have killed him with the shield just as much as a sword, but maybe there's a rule. I don't know the rules. So.
I mean, nobody knows the rules. They're very. I mean, look, when Arian pulled this out of his ass, like nobody had even heard of it, right? Like
Baylor knew what it was, but Makar had no idea.
Yeah, Baylor had to explain to people in the room what it meant, right?
Yeah, that's true. Nobody had even heard of it.
Yeah. Let me hit some of these comments a little bit.
They're stored.
I think you have covered a lot of them, Jamie. You could. I got the royal bastard comment there. R.I.P. the king who never was. He was going to be a great king.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that.
In theory.
As
far as Fletch's comment, that's not a spoiler thing. He was just because he doesn't talk about his father, and everybody knows that the bastards all go to Flea Bottom.
Okay, so you're assuming that he may be important
because in Game of Thrones, there's a character who is Robert Baratheon's bastard son, and he's from Flea Bottom. So,
I mean, given that the king lives in King's Landing, it wouldn't be surprising that most of their bastards wind up in the slum of King's Landing, right? Like they're serving girls and whoever it is they're having their affairs with, like all live in our poor people from King's Landing. They're not siring bastards with like the high ladies. Well, in a few cases they are, but
what is this picture? Sorry, I just had a picture there. That's what the sword shield. I just wondered what it was.
Mackie's not familiar with this show. Are you familiar with Game of Thrones, or you just didn't know that this was going to be like coming out this year on HBO? It's only 6 episodes and they're only 30 minutes each, so it's really easy to catch up before the season finale next week.
Yes. So I can never say A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah.
Yes, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
I only remembered. But yeah, it's been good. But I was like I said, I was really sad that poor Baylor there took it to the back of the head.
Yeah. I mean, again, there's only one more episode in this season, and we don't know where this is going. But it seems like he's the crown prince, and if Dunk was under his protection, so to speak, or he's a favorite of Baylor's, like that would have accorded Dunk maybe some level of protection from. Arian.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know he beat Arian fair and square, but whether that will offer him enough protection, I don't know. But do you think one of them, and maybe this is a question that might come in the show, maybe we know, but like, did maybe somebody like Arian or one of the people on his side took him out on purpose because of that?
Well, his own brother, Makar, hit him. It was his own brother who hit him in the head.
Right. But did he hit him with the intent that he knew it was probably going to kill him, or did he hit him just because they're all fighting each other?
That's a question.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't intentional.
I mean, because I think it's a bad thing to have done. I think even a brother can't assault the heir to the throne, right? Yeah. The question I think is like, who will he blame? Like, I could easily see. I mean, we're probably not going to get this. There's only one more episode, but I could see Makar, being like, "Oh, Arian, it's your fault. I killed my brother. If you hadn't started all this nonsense in the first place, this never would have happened." Or could he be mad at Dunk and think, "Dunk, it's your fault. That if my brother hadn't come to your side, I never would have killed my brother by accident."
Right. But I think that supposedly this battle they had has proved that the gods think Dunk's innocent. So they're kind of going back on what they said if they don't let him go. That's not to say they can't arrest him for something else, but yeah.
Well, yeah, and the extent to which that. So this takes place like 90 years before Game of Thrones, but there's like themes in the Game of Thrones series about like the popularity of this religion and versus other religions, and how much, just like with any religion, how much do people really believe? How much do people maybe use it? Right? Like Arian is using it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
Which it's the ironic thing about Arian using it is that's not what the Targaryens believe in. Targaryens don't believe in the seven.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's even funnier that he only did it because he was afraid of Dunk. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something he could that he could use. All right. I don't know if there's anything else.
There's a lot with Night King White Walker spinoff. That's the one we're all waiting for. That will probably never.
Yeah, but we're never gonna. No, they shot a pilot and then canceled it.
Oh yeah.
That was the one with Naomi Watts.
Yeah. Yeah.
For anybody, I'm so bad at names. I was going to say, for anybody who does care, we do have that interview up with the guy that played it is the Night King, right? Wasn't that what he played? I don't know Game of Thrones. You guys do. But
yeah,
that
but
one
you interviewed him for something else, right?
Yeah. But he talked a lot about, because I asked him all your Game of Thrones questions, and he talked a lot about Game of Thrones too. I'm trying to find the name of the guy so I don't butcher it. It was here it is, Richard Brake. That's up in our video tab. He talked quite a bit about that. He talked about a lot of different things. Talked about Marvel and DC, and yeah, so there's a lot on there. But he did talk about playing that character. I heard there's going to be a spinoff with Arya.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about an Arya spinoff at the time. The
wanted no part of it.
Who didn't want part? Maisie Williams.
Maisie Williams.
Because she
was like, she was like, all right, I've pretty much my entire life has been this show. and I would like to do other stuff.
Yeah.
I always wonder.
However,
though,
I have heard a rumor lately that now that it's been a couple years, she is considering it. I always thought an Arya spinoff would have been great.
I thought so too. I wonder if Maisie Williams has kind of aged out of it now.
But that's the thing. I mean, but you don't, obviously you don't pick up where you left off. You start, we catch her mid journey because she was going to go to she was going to sail the other way where we know nothing. Like there's east, there's Essos and Westeros, but there's more lands to the west of Westeros that nobody has ever explored.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we get one more episode. I'm really interested to see what happens. They could almost end it here. Question to the panel and chat: if there could be a sequel spin-off starting exactly after the events of Game of Thrones, which plot would you like them to focus on? I would like.
Honestly,
I was gonna say I can't answer that since I haven't seen it in Game of Thrones, but what do you guys think?
Go ahead, Adrian.
Fletch loves ideas that they've already had.
Like Arya spin-off.
But there was originally a Jon Snow spin-off that they scrapped also. Thank God, because I really didn't care for the idea of a Jon Snow spin-off.
I'd love if Jon Snow went beyond the North and found more stuff about the Night King and the others, and in a wild twist became the new Night King.
That would be interesting. But I don't know. Other than Arya, I don't think I would really need a spin-off of anybody.
I would like a spin-off where in the first episode they wake up and it was all a dream and Bran is not the king.
Does he come out of the shower, Karen?
Yeah. He comes out of the shower and he's not the king. Yeah, I hated
not for nothing. And this is the whole problem because, after technically speaking, in the real world of Westeros, in the novels, Jon Snow isn't even back from the dead yet.
Right.
The last book is where Jon Snow died.
Right.
So, I mean, you could technically get a world where Bran isn't the king, but George R. R. Martin's probably never going to finish the damn series.
I'd like to see a 30-minute sitcom set in Hot Pie's Bakery.
There you go. That would be pretty funny.
I'd watch a Hot Pie spinoff.
That would be a lot of fun, probably.
Yeah. So, and there was always like the shipper, the Jamie and what's her name?
Brienne.
What was her name in the show?
Brienne.
But that spinoff can't happen because
Jamie's dead.
Yeah, Jamie's dead. I think Jeremy isn't finishing the books on purpose. I mean, I kind of agree that he's not finishing them on purpose because if he wanted to finish them, he would finish them.
Well, I mean, I was just going to say they could always do that though. Like they did that with Spartacus, like when they brought House of Asher, like they brought a character back from the dead. So they definitely can make
that's like an alternative.
Right. No, but I'm saying they can kill different people or have I just meant like how she said wake up and he isn't king or something. They could technically do things like that. I didn't know they did very often. I was actually really surprised when they did that. Although I didn't see the original Spartacus, but it's a way to completely shake it up, that's for sure.
Okay, well, we have one more episode and I can't wait to see. I can't even imagine what could happen because I guess they have to wrap it up and leave us wanting more for a second season in only half an hour next week. And what's going to happen? I mean, I haven't read these books, but I know that Dunk is a hedge knight. And so I think maybe he's pledging his loyalty to Baelor. He wants to be Baelor as one of Baelor's knights. And now Baelor's dead. And I don't think the rest of the Targaryens present are inclined to take him on, right? So I think he's going to have to hit the road at the end of the next episode. And I guess I don't see how Aegon goes with him because he's a prince of the realm. And we know that he will in many years, he becomes the king eventually. Obviously not when he's 9. When he's a grown man, he becomes the king. So
sorry, I'm looking through the chat. For some reason, some of these chats are like not coming through, and then all of a sudden they come through because I've seen stuff on YouTube. I was trying to see if we missed anything.
10 out of 10 on it's a 10 out of 10 on IMDb, huh? It's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. I originally thought half an hour was crazy, and now I feel like they are making a good use of that half hour every week.
You know,
They are.
The idea that they were only half an hour, but I knew that it was the right choice. I mean, they're hitting everything. Like it's these are 100-page books, and everything. I mean, they haven't. I mean, they even added something. They haven't really left anything out. They've made a few adjustments here and there, but I mean, they're using. I mean, 90% of the script is from the book. So they're really like. I gotta say, out of all the stuff we've ever watched, this has got to be the closest adaptation ever in the history of adaptations.
Yeah, very faithful.
All right.
Oh, so
AJ, I was gonna say, are you having trouble hearing AJ? It sounds like he keeps going like closer and away from the mic.
He broke up a little. I'm very distracted right now by Snoop Dogg at the opera on TV.
Okay.
Snoop's at the opera house in Milan. I want this. So I think if one thing has to happen next week, Jamie will be very unhappy if Dunk doesn't go back and buy his horse back before he leaves.
Yeah, when it sounds from you, you don't think that's a given. I don't know. That's something that annoyed me, and I know it's dumb because that's not the main story, but that doesn't mean it didn't annoy me.
That horse would certainly if it's not a jousting horse, it would absolutely end up
be
dead.
long one.
It would absolutely be dead in a joust.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If he took it in the joust, it would be. But he didn't need it in the joust, so now he should buy it back. But it could be long gone by now, so I doubt that's gonna happen. But we can hope. At least they didn't kill it. They could have killed it. That would have been worse. I don't know. Overall, I do like this story. Like I said, it's not really my type of story, but I have enjoyed it. I haven't minded watching it. But well, yeah, there's one left, right? So
yep, one to go.
We'll get the wrap up next week, and it better at least end and not end on a cliffhanger. I hope. Yeah. Do we know how long until the next season? Is it like a really long break in between, like some of HBO's other shows?
We don't know anything yet.
Know anything?
No,
okay.
I think I heard that they were going to resume production very quickly because they're concerned about Egg, the actor who plays Egg, growing. True. And they had a 3-season order from the jump, right? They're not waiting for
renewal. Right.
And the source material is already written. So they're breaking the stories. I had heard, I don't know if they're in production yet, but I heard they were trying to go pretty quickly because of having a young actor.
Which is very good. But the good thing too also is the stories are set about a year apart.
Oh yeah.
Like each book takes place about a year.
A bit of leeway, at least. So that's something.
Let's see. I'm Googling it. It's expected in 2027. They began production in December in Belfast. So they're already.
Hey, Tony, welcome. Says they're shooting the season right now. So that's good to know.
Teflon Tony.
I was going to say he knows more than I do. That's for sure. And everybody, make sure you check out Tony's show too. I need to get over there again. Tony Teflon. Thank you for stopping by. I don't know. You guys know so much more about Game of Thrones than I do. So
Dexter Saul Ansel, I think he was only about 10 years old when he shot this, right?
And wow.
Yeah, I actually think he was like 8 or 9 when they started shooting.
Yeah, and so they're trying to keep up with him.
Yeah, well, at least they have a little bit of leeway if they're gonna skip a day or skip a year. That helps. All right. Sorry, guys, if I'm I feel like I'm talking really slow, and I think it's just the way my head is hurting lately. I've been having such bad sinus headaches and migraines, and I just am kind of like, oh. So I'm here, but if I go slow, that's why.
Go rest and
Yeah, I am going to go since I have not seen Star Trek, but have fun, guys. I might hang around a bit. I'm going to try to hang around a bit. I was trying to see, I was looking up when Monarch starts. So
March.
I told you guys, it starts the 27th. So I told you guys, I started watching that finally. I'm on episode 6. So I'm enjoying that. So
Yeah.
I should have told you earlier. Yes, I know.
Next up, for those who are dropping off now, the next up is Paradise, which premieres, I think, on Monday, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Paradise is on Monday, so we will have that on our next show.
Yes, so tune in next week for that. And that is the first 3 episodes, I believe. Are we gonna do all 3?
Yeah.
2 and 2? I didn't know if you.
We'll talk about it off air, but people most likely will talk about either all 3 or 2 and 2.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. All right, well, we'll be doing that then. And you guys are going to talk about Star Trek now, but also I'll just say before I get off, guys, don't forget that Thursday at 11 Eastern, Scarlett, Jen, and I have School Spirits with the watch party at 9:30. But yes, I can't wait for Paradise either. Golden Shadow. I just wish more things were on right now so we could do more. I know you guys don't care about doing separate shows, but I would like to do a separate show for it. But we don't have enough to cover. But we'll be talking about Paradise at least next week.
Okay.
I guess that's it. And then I think Monarch the week after that. So I'm busy scheduling some stuff. We should have some news about, hopefully if things go right, some news about stuff soon. So everybody just stay tuned and you guys talk about Starfleet and I might pop back in, but I'll be in the chat at least for a little bit. So have fun.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody.
All right.
You don't know what Paradise is? Oh, you have to.
What?
You will love it.
Paradise.
Yeah. It's on Hulu. There's 10 episodes in season 1.
Yes, it also airs linear on ABC. So it did in season 1, and it will be on television on ABC, right?
I just watch everything streaming, so I actually don't know what's on TV and what's on just streaming.
Is Jamie talking? I thought she left.
Yes, no, I just was answering you. It's on Hulu. I don't know if it's going to be on ABC as well or not. I'll have to look that up.
Maybe it aired later maybe it aired on Hulu. It was definitely on television.
It might have been, but I feel like it aired on television after the whole thing premiered, I think. I could be wrong. I thought it was just after.
Like I said, I watch everything streaming, so I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it looks like it aired on Hulu, and then it later aired sometimes they air it later as a replacement.
It is 8 episodes, B, and you've got till Monday. You could do it.
Yeah,
they're an hour each. B, it is a story about
stuff.
A president of the United States. It's not a spoiler. The president of the United States is murdered in the first episode and is seen. It's James Marsden. He is seen a lot of him in flashback, and it's a mystery about who killed the president. But there's another whole mystery, kind of extra level of mystery that I can't say one thing about it without giving it away, right, AJ? So,
yeah, just go watch it, B. You'll like it.
Yeah,
you'll definitely like it. It's worth watching it, and I think you can catch up pretty quick.
It's 8 episodes.
It has elements that fit in with the other shows that we cover here. It's not a straight up. We would never cover probably just a straight up Who Killed the President show. There are more layers to it. So check it out. If you can stick through the first episode, you should be hooked, I think. Okay, Starfleet Academy. This is episode 6. It's called Come Let's Away. Because they go on sort of an away mission. AJ, you texted me and said, wow, this was really dark, something like that, you said?
I said Starfleet Academy is not all rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So I was kind of surprised at some of the things that happened in this episode. They did go, first of all, that was almost it wasn't a full-on sex scene. Like we don't get a lot of characters having sex on Star Trek, right? It happens off camera. I was kind of surprised at the amount of skin that was showed in that scene. I was surprised at people being killed off already in episode 6, right? There was a lot going on in this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was I by the end of the episode, I felt like it's funny, I actually like the best way to put it, like that was some con level shit there. Like
Oh, you mean our villain, Nas
yeah,
Baraka?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That's a good way to put it. That was some con level shit going on.
he is, the first couple episodes that he's in is kind of like, okay, he's kind of, he's entertaining, he's whimsical, he's clearly a bad guy, but he's kind of whimsical. And this episode was like, holy crap, like I underestimated him as much as everybody else did.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been a bit too much for me. I like his look is too much. Giamatti is like chewing up all the scenery.
Oh my god, he is so good in this
pages,
role.
right? He's a little like all that jewelry and like he's just a lot. This guy is a lot, right? And he's creepy and he's a clown, but there was always like a really mean streak under there, right? We just didn't really get to see how mean. By the way, is that tic-tac-toe shaved into the side of his head?
That's what I think it is.
I didn't notice that until right now, but I think he has tic-tac-toe shaved into his head. I also, this show is a little weird to me in that they use a lot of particularly this character speaks in like our modern day vernacular a lot, right? He speaks like someone from the 21st century in a way that a lot of other Star Treks, they didn't use like our comments.
That's actually been a criticism that I've seen about Academy.
It bothers me a little bit. Because it sets me like, for me, it takes me out of the story a little bit when he says stuff like that. It bothers me a little. But yeah, he was one thing that doesn't really connect for me by the end of this episode is his level of hatred for Nala. I'm going to try to hit up some of these comments for us to come back to, right? I absolutely I'm going to come back to some of these guys. Dieter changed his name to Ankui.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I saw that earlier, and the first thing I thought was not quite yet.
Yeah. His level of hatred for Nala that he expresses by the end of this episode feels to me like a little bit much. Like, okay, she put him in prison, but I think he's probably been in prison multiple times by multiple people, and his like he has that monologue about how much he hates her and it was a great teacher and it made him better, it made him smarter, blah, blah. And they're setting up this arch enemy thing with them that Nala didn't seem to be in on until this very moment, right?
I mean, I guess I see what you're saying, but we don't know how much he's been in prison or how often he's been caught. Or I feel like he's definitely like Nala definitely put a wrench in his plans, and I feel like he's from Nala putting him in prison. Definitely seems to me that if he had been in prison in the past, this was definitely the longest he was in prison until he finally broke out.
Yeah, look. There are people who like get out of jail and try to shoot the judge who jail or go after the DA who prosecuted them or whatever, right? Like it's not like it's a thing that normal garden variety criminals don't do. But he expressed this very intense hatred for her that seems unearned.
He also hates Starfleet in general.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like she's what he's focused in on.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just like the face of Starfleet to him.
Yeah.
So we don't have any pictures from the beginning because they are not going to put like sex scene shots in the press dump. So I have this picture. So in the beginning, the whole beginning is Caleb, and so this is not at all what the shot was like, right? It opens it opens with these two like in bed together. There's like a sex scene with a lot of like Tarima's bare back, her skin or whatever, right? Was a little, I mean, have I just not seen Star Trek? I mean, people look, Michael Burnham had a couple of different boyfriends / lovers on the show, right? But I felt like this was a little like I don't mean prudish. It didn't bother me. It wasn't explicit. It was fine. It actually kind of worked. Like I buy these two as a couple. It just surprised me to like don't recall that in Star Trek. And
it's Star Trek. Generally, sex happens off screen a lot. I can't think of another. The only other time I can think of a sex scene in a Star Trek is the first alternate reality Star Trek movie, the J.J. Abrams one.
Oh yeah,
between Kirk and the Orion chick.
Oh yeah,
That's the only other time I can think of an on-screen sex scene with Star Trek.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a little, but I'll be honest with you. I am so glad these two are together because nothing is more annoying than the will they won't they of teen angst.
Yeah.
Like I hate that shit.
Yeah, and I mean these two, you knew they were together even from the initial like title card that came out even before like the show aired. They're like they're like a little coupley there in the promo shot there, in the marketing shot. So they go into like her like a mind space kind of thing. Which I guess, I mean, it was obvious later why they had that, right? That's to set up what she's going to do later in the episode. Because
I get why he got upset though.
I get it, but she said, I didn't mean to do it, and he won't like listen to her, right? She's like, look, I didn't mean to, like they were in her mind, and like somehow part of his mind like got in there. They saw the teddy bear, right? And he freaked out. And I guess she felt all the emotions he associates with that teddy bear. Is that what I'm supposed to think happened there?
Yeah. I mean, I get why he was mad, and I get that she didn't do it on purpose. But if there's anything we know about Caleb, this is not out of character for him. He always has a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, he does kind of
everything, and then it takes him a minute to think about what he's done and what's happened, and then he can talk about it. But in the moment, he always has that type of reaction with stuff.
Like angry and defensive.
Yeah.
Is his go-to like posture.
I mean, think about it. He did it before to her when the first episode that they got to, when they first met.
Yeah.
When he got all mad. But to be fair, she was a little pushy during those scenes when he got mad at her, and then she goes and does this. So but I'm glad later in the episode they kind of work it out.
He apologized pretty quickly.
Yeah,
he seems to be self-aware enough to know like, oh, I overreacted again, and I like this girl, and I'm being a jerk. So they seem to get that resolved before they go into this like field trip to a ship graveyard. It's like a field exercise, right?
It's a training exercise.
Yeah. There was a little part of me that as I'm watching this, Genesis is working on the bridge, doing some navigation stuff, and some people are going like what on the, to try to work on the other ship. I forget what this ship is called, but the ship that is it's called the Miyazaki, I think. Or the Miyazaki.
I think you're close, if not right.
I can look it up real quick. And I was thinking partly to myself, it's Miyazaki. I was thinking to myself, gee, they've only been in college for like a couple weeks and they're already like working bridge systems and like steering the ship and stuff. And then I thought to myself, oh, wait a minute. I learned to drive a car when I was 16. They learned to pilot a shuttle when they were 16. Right? you know, I guess it's like if I learned to drive and then I joined the army when I was 8, or the Naval Academy when I was 18, and they had me like steering a big ship or driving a tank or something, right? I mean, you wouldn't drive a tank at the Naval Academy, I know that, but I was like, oh, I guess they all learned how to fly ships. There are no cars anymore. You just fly ships around. So this is not maybe that much of a stretch for them. But they're going to this like ship graveyard, which is pretty cool. I don't always love the CGI on this show, but this was a pretty cool set of images, the way they did this with the ship graveyard. And so it all goes to shit pretty fast, right?
Yeah.
It goes to hell when these people, this is the only picture we have of the Furies that I could get. And they look like they have metal welded onto their heads, and they're cannibals. Like if they catch you, they will eat you. I don't know if that makes them a cannibal. Cannibals only eat their own people, right? But at any rate,
no, a cannibal is anyone that eats another human is a cannibal.
Or, well, they don't eat. I mean, they eat other people. They eat Klingons. They eat whatever, right? I mean, I
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. They're not human. So if they eat a human, does that make them cannibal? I get what you're saying.
Or is it just prey? But anyway, they are described as cannibals. They're described as cannibals, and if they get you, they eat you. I think they eat you while you're alive. It's very horrible. They remind me of in Firefly, in Serenity, those people that eat you if they get you are called what are they called?
Oh, the Reapers.
The Reavers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they remind me of the Reavers a little bit. And
so
I'll
tell you, these guys though, like their heads were, they look like they're in perpetual fucking what's the word I'm looking for?
Like they were phasing in and out almost.
Yeah. Right? I had a word in the tip of my tongue and then I lost it.
It'll come to you as soon as you stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
But they looked like they were like, even in this picture, that one guy is maybe a little blurry as they phase in and out a little bit. They were some kind, and it's not really explained. They're just called the Furies, and they're kind of horrible. And I think not that much is known about them. But guess who does know about them?
Yeah.
News Braca. That's why he's called in. They've got so they had split the War College. This is a joint war exercise with the War College, and that's why we have a joint team. And so these guys, these 5, Jaden, Kyle, Bobby, Caleb, and Sam get trapped on the bridge together, and they can't get out. They're going to be eaten, and that's why Nas is brought over, and he wants to cut a deal. So did you see this coming? That he was like
a mile away.
Yeah.
Not so much the part that the fact that he was working with them, that it was the whole thing was a ploy.
Yeah.
But definitely that he was up to something, and this was a little too convenient that he's the only one that's ever disrupted them before.
Yeah. I knew he was up to something. I don't know that I knew that he was in cahoots with the Furies.
Yeah.
But definitely we knew that he knew more than he was letting on, and that he was trying to get something besides, like, in the first scene, he tastes every single tequila the replicator knows how to make.
I'll tell you what, these scenes with the two of them, like, I would love to have been on set when they're filming this, because how Holly Hunter keeps a straight face when he's spouting off this whole time. I wonder how many takes it actually took where she wasn't cracking up at some point. Because some of the stuff he says is just ridiculous.
We have talked. Oh, I'm getting a big feedback there. We've talked to a couple of people from the show, but not to these two, and we haven't spoken to any of the young cast members. So I'm kind of making this up. I don't know, but this feels like it's probably one of those situations where everybody comes to set, even if it's not their day, just to watch these two work, right? Like I would, if I was one of these young actors, just coming up, and I have the chance to come in and just watch these two work, I would do it, right?
Yeah.
Because these two have great scenes together, but there's usually not other people with them. Like maybe Odin Fair shows up, right? But maybe the three of them are together, but there's not, other people haven't had the chance to share the screen with these two, with Jamadi especially. So they are really great together. Did you notice that she was wearing shoes when she was walking to the room to meet him?
I didn't pay attention.
They flashed to Holly Hunter's feet, and she had a pair of like loafery looking shoes on, and I took it to be like, okay, this is a very serious situation now. She's put on a pair of shoes, which she almost never does, right? I guess she's willing to wear shoes when she has an important negotiation to undertake. But yeah, I don't know that I saw him with the Furies, but we knew he was up to something. There's a side thing going on here. Not a side thing, but the kids who are trapped on the ship. And the kids who were working on, Athena, like, they had this sort of very obvious thing where, like, almost everybody does something that plays their strengths. Like Sam, she plugs into the computer sort of R2-D2 style. Like, she sticks her hand literally into the screen because she's a hologram. Her body is a hologram, right? And she's able to communicate to the computer somehow. That's sort of not explained really very well, and I guess because she's a photonic being, she can just talk to computers, I guess, or she can read all the code is really what she was doing, right? Bobby says reading all that code will take years, and Sam says, for you.
Not for me.
And then Caleb got to do his genius thing, and then back over on Athena, Genesis is like key to decloaking the Fury ship. They all get to play a little part, which was okay, but maybe is already getting a little old for me. But you have a big cast. Everybody's got to get a couple lines in every episode, I guess, and do their little part. And part of the whole point of the show is they're learning how to be a team and how to work together, and that, War College and Academy need to. So all that was going on. Sorry, I'm walking around, opening my windows to get, because my house is so hot. So Kyle gets shot, right? Kyle gets, he is wounded. Is this the same picture, but just smaller?
No, it's a little different.
No, it's a little bit different shot. Kyle gets shot. Jaden seems worried about him, huh? These two have a budding thing going on.
Yeah.
Kyle got shot, but I never felt a lot of it never occurred to me that he would die. I never felt any urgency about it.
I didn't feel any urgency with Kyle just because of the budding romance.
Yeah. Yeah, that hasn't gone anywhere yet. So
but it's like, why bother with it if you're just gonna kill the guy?
Yeah.
And they're not that enthralled with each other for it to really affect Jaden to any degree, like major degree.
Yeah, they're not like, it's just like a flirtation kind of right now, right?
Yeah.
Hasn't really gone anywhere yet. No, instead it's Bobby who gets killed in this episode.
Which, yeah, I was kind of surprised by that because he's been like, the grade A jerk,
He's like an antagonist, right? He and that jerky girl are the main antagonists.
Yeah.
Socially. Who are they going to pull pranks on without, Bobby to like antagonize them? And he like threw himself in front of the blast that was aimed at Caleb, right? Like Caleb's going to get shot by a Fury, and Bobby, I mean, that was kind of surprising that Bobby like threw himself in front of.
It's like, you got the War College and you got the Academy, and they're going to, there's going to be the healthy dose of competitiveness between the two of them. But at the end of the day, they're all Starfleet, and this is, life and death. And, they might, like to egg each other on and pull pranks on each other, everything, but nobody in this room wants to see anybody else die, No,
although I wonder if I would argue that it's illogical to throw yourself in front of a gun and take the bullet for someone else.
Maybe he thinks I'm Vulcan. I can take it. I don't know.
Yes. Also, yeah. Also, it's a callback. Like he was inspired by that comic book, right?
Yeah.
And it's a callback to that. I mean, I think it's a callback to the comic book. They ended up putting the comic book on his chest right before they when they wrap up his body, they put the comic book on him. And so I was surprised. I was surprised that a named speaking character was killed so early.
Well, you gotta have consequences for such a heightened episode like this. You can't walk away completely unscathed, and it feels.
Yeah, you're right. There have to be stakes, right? Otherwise, what's the point? Like, if we went like too many episodes like this, and I'd complain that nobody gets killed. Like people have to get killed, right? So, so that's terrible. But in the end, they save the day by Tarim is able to communicate with Caleb she's using her heightened, like super betazoid powers.
Yeah, it turns out she really has an inhibitor for a reason.
Yeah, she blew out her father's ears, and that's why he's deaf. And that's why she wears that inhibitor. She rips it out right in the episode. She rips out the inhibitor. She communicates with Caleb, like in his mind. She can like literally see what he sees, right? When she goes into his mind like that. This is beyond like any betazoid we've ever seen before, right? Or even really heard about betazoids who can do this, right? Like her brother does say to the admiral, like, or maybe he says to Kelrick, I'm not sure. He says, like, look, she's like all betazoids, like, are sensitive or whatever. She's different.
She's special.
She's special, he says, yeah. So
I'm sure there's been sort of something we've seen like this before, but I'm trying to think back and I can't think of anything.
Yeah. So it all kind of made sense as a throwback to the beginning of the episode where she and Caleb had this connection. I love when Caleb's like, oh, I can like hear Tarima. She's in my head. And Jaden goes, you two have been, and he stops. Caleb says, yes, this is how I was dreamed of telling you. Something like that, right? So because they have been so intimate together is why she's able to communicate to him and not just to anybody, I guess, right? It all made sense to me, but then I was kind of shocked at the scream at the end, right?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this shit? And she just like vaporized everybody.
Yeah, she screams and like exploded all their heads.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she could explode their heads, but not
that's definitely a new Betazoid superpower, because that one I know I've never seen before. What I don't get though is when she does that, she says before she does it, she says to Caleb, she's like, "You're gonna hate me after this, but at least you'll be alive." Why would he hate her? I don't understand why she thinks he would hate her after this.
She says, like, I know you're not going to want to be with me after this. I think because he already treated her like a freak, and he said, like, is that some weird Betazoid thing? And I think she thinks that he'll think.
All right, I guess. All right, yeah.
Freakish for him to want to be with.
And he doesn't really think that. He just doesn't know how to put words together sometimes.
Yeah. B says, you guys, I have a bunch of comments starred. B says, when she decides to rip out her inhibitor to do the thing, I can see that. Hadn't made that connection, but I can see that. Yeah, that the connection is their level of intimacy, right? That's the connection you're talking about, I think, when she decided to rip out the inhibitor. I don't know how she's able to scream and explode the I'm calling the reavers now, explode the Fury heads, but not explode the human heads who are like.
I don't understand how.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that worked either.
The humans are in the same room there.
I hope we get a little more explanation.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there will be some repercussions for Terima. Like, certainly, Kelrek is going to demand that she puts they put the inhibitor back in, right? I think that there might be some people who want to see her kicked out of the War College. I think there could be. I don't know if this is the show we're watching, but Section 31 might want to weaponize her, right?
I don't know if there is a Section 31 anymore.
I don't think so either.
Well, there's no Section 31, but there is.
Well, we lost
red. What the hell was it? Fucking
the Red Angel, the Red.
On Discovery, the secret group that it was doing the last season there. The old guy that turned out to be Jesus Christ.
The old guy that turned out to be now I'm not remembering.
Andrews? Was that his name?
Not the Red Angel, which was her mother back in season 2, right?
No, talk about the final season of Discovery when they were when they were on like the scavenger hunt.
Oh, the Red Directive.
Yeah, Red Directive, that's what it was.
It's called the Red Directive, right?
Yeah, no Section 31, but there is Red Directive.
Yeah, and it was like when they were searching for all these different like artifacts to figure out the Red Directive. Yeah. God, you got to really remember like all of this stuff, right? Yeah, I don't know. I would think that there are going to have to be some repercussions. Like, you don't just like scream and kill people and then like go back to like your stellar cartography class the next day, right? Maybe her powers focus on the individual she's angry at. So it seems to make sense that the energy and power was aimed only at the enemy. Yeah. And that's why she blew out her father's ears, but not like all the people that were standing next to her father.
Yeah,
assuming there were people next to it, right? If there was anyone else in the room, they didn't lose their hearing. Only the father did. I like it, B. She actually is focused a little more than she's able to focus that a little bit or a lot. I like it. But certainly, like, certainly I think we'll see more about that next week. So while all this is going on, it turns out that was all a distraction, because in order to beat the Furies, they call the ship they have a big ship that's at the nearest starbase, right? And the warships come over to help Athena fight the Furies, leaving the starbase undefended, which seems like no wonder the Federation almost went out of business for like 800 years, because they leave their starbase totally undefended, even though they are testing highly classified equipment there, right? And so News Baraka sends his guys there, and they kill. It sounds like they killed like 800 people, right? They killed every single person on the starbase, on the star station, space station, whatever we're calling it, right? They killed everyone and stole whatever they wanted that was there, right? It's called J19 Alpha is the name of the space station, and there was some sort of top secret like technology there or whatever, and it was guarded only by this one ship, which I'm looking it up. It's called the USS Sargasso, I guess after the Sargasso Sea, is called away. And the place is totally
ransacked.
Yeah, ransacked. And they don't even know what was stolen, because this is why the Federation, again, was like almost went out of business. Basically went out of business, right? I say went out of business, but you know what I mean. They went into great decline until Discovery showed up. I thought, so when this was playing out that, News Baraka had a plan, I thought he was trying to steal the impulse drive, right? The Miyazaki had there's a scene early, not the impulse drive. It's called I mean, impulse drive is the normal way that ships fly on impulse, right? It's called there's a special kind of warp drive, an advanced drive in the Miyazaki. Singularity drive. It's called the singularity drive. And there's a scene where they get over there and Sam says, "Oh, the one and only singularity drive," as they're looking at the ship's plans. I thought Noose Braca was trying to steal the singularity drive, even though it was broken. But I was wrong. Did you think that at all?
I didn't know. I really didn't know what his plans were. I just knew it wasn't what they thought it was.
Yeah. Because they were playing checkers and he was playing chess, right?
Yeah, seriously.
So he's stolen. So they stupidly only have one starship guarding their starbase, and they take it to go help the Athena. And and then like Noose Braca says these really mean things like about Nala's son. We learned that Nala had a son and that she sacrificed him.
She didn't sacrifice him, but she didn't like drop everything and go racing to him. You know, it was, you know, he was on a starship, you know, and he was doing his job, and then the burn happened, and you know.
Yeah, but so I agree with you, but Noose is trying to make it sound like,
oh yeah,
she sacrificed him. Like, you gave up your son, you gave up the one to save the many. Now you gave the many to save. At the end, you know, 800 people, hundreds have died on this starbase to save Caleb. He says a lot of things implying that Caleb is like the son, almost like a replacement for her son, or she feel like she lost her son and now she has another kid that she feels maternal towards. Like he says a lot of things that are very hurtful and probably have a grain of truth in them, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He was on a starship. She was on a different starship. She was a captain of a starship. And she did what she had to do. And you can't like just fly your whole ship to go save your son, right? And he died. He says a lot of things about, so the dialogue went a little
creepy.
Creepy, but he talks about these cycles of trauma, and your species is so long-lived that you can't even like remember the beginning. He talks about beginning and end and cycles of trauma, and it was getting a little like popular psychology for me there. I was like, okay,
yeah, yeah. He was talking about how their species doesn't even have a word for death.
Yeah, and she's like, well, I'm half. She's half human, I guess, right? And he's talking about you don't experience time the same way we do, which I think is wrong. I think she experiences time the same way we do. She just lives a long time. But the dialogue to me got a little sloppy and a little overwrought when he was going into that. I mean, I've watched shows that are about cycles of trauma. I don't think Starfleet Academy is necessarily going there. I mean, remember, this is the marketing material for Starfleet Academy.
Yeah. I don't think it's going either there. It's just Noose Braca. He's just weaving his web, and he's very, very manipulative. You know, he knows what buttons to push.
Yeah, he was a little boring, I think. Like to me, he's definitely a guy that I'm like, oh, shut up already, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And at this point, I was a little like, okay, can he stop talking and let's move it along? So overall, I mean, did you like it? Do you think it was good?
Oh my God, yes. I literally texted you as soon as the episode was over. I was just like, holy shit. Like, this was not the type of episode I was expecting from a show called Starfleet Academy.
From this show, you were watching this show, and instead you got this.
And I was expecting, this is not 90210 in space.
Yeah. That's funny. That's a good way to put it. It was heavy. I'm looking forward to see where it goes. So this is episode 6. I had watched these first 6 as part of the press junket that was earlier in the beginning of the season where they asked us to, watch them. And now I'm going into the rest of it fresh with you. But I did rewatch this today.
B says, I felt like we were meant to wonder whether Nala was falling for the guilt trip, but it went on and on. I will say, and maybe that's intentional, because the scenes with him they do tend to feel like they run a little long. But I almost wonder if that's intentional, because it starts to feel a certain way when you're like, all right, let's move on, shut up already. It gives the audience an uneasy feeling because it doesn't seem like he will ever stop. And maybe that's intentional, because it's happened twice now.
Well, and so Nala says I forget if she says to Kelrick or she says to the Admiral, he made a mistake. I knew if I just let him keep talking, I could learn something. And what she learned was the Furies are driving him crazy and he needs our help as much as, it was a red herring. She thought she learned something. She really didn't. But she did intentionally let him go on and on and on, hoping she'd learn something, right? He does. I do think he's a guy who likes to hear himself talk, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of agree. For me, it went on and on. Aside from the sex beginning, this was my very favorite episode. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the matter, B? You don't like sex?
It didn't bother me. It wasn't really necessary, right?
Well, I mean, clearly they use the sex scene for what comes later. It's
to set up her ability to be in his mind.
Yeah, it's a setup part.
To set up that she can connect with his mind now that they have had been super intimate together. I threw some stars on a few more comments here. Yeah, it went some con level shit. I hadn't thought of that description, but it's perfect. It is, AJ. It's perfect. Here, B says, I absolutely hated the beginning of this episode, but as soon as they got to the story, I really liked it. But dang, I was annoyed at the whole kids having sex and then a fight part. But then, okay, I get that. Yeah, kids having sex and then a fight is kind of cliche, right? Like having sex for the first time and then having a fight. It was a little, but yeah, it was a setup. It was a setup to could they have done it differently that she was able to be in his mind? Sure, but I get it. And maybe if they're trying to attract young people to watch this, they.
I was just gonna say. The title card.
They're trying to get some young people to watch this. They're trying to get it to be a little
sex sells.
Yeah. B, you didn't notice the shoes. And I've been looking at her feet, B says. Yep, they cut to her feet, and she had on some kind of loafery looking shoes. I look at her feet all the time, too, because she has weird foot jewelry and different things she wears, and her feet are always on display in this show. It's like her thing. Talking about Sam, it reminded me of Data hooking into the computer and processing info at lightning speed. Yeah. Now, he's an android. Sam's a photonic being, but same thing, right? Like her body is a computer
same concept.
Yeah. So speaking of Firefly, I said the moment was like River's my turn. Oh, the scream was like River's my turn. Yeah.
I love the my turn. And I just watched that not too long ago because Damon and I watched Firefly.
Oh yeah, I just recommended it to someone yesterday who hasn't seen it yet. And she's like, "Which should I watch first, Firefly or Serenity?" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
I have to watch Firefly first because Serenity won't make sense without it.
Yep. I'd explain that. Okay, Jamie clarifies that to be a cannibal, you have to eat your own species.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome.
And B agrees. I will always show every comment that begins with "I agree." I agree with you about that, AJ. Will they or won't they is overdone and annoying. Yes, right? And it's the cornerstone of every teen show. So, there are a few shows where it's done well, but like, I've said it before. I like this little couple. I like these. I believe them as a couple. Sometimes I complain that people are a couple just because the show tells us they're a couple and we buy it just because.
Well, I think
right.
The nice thing with them is like we saw them start out. You know, a lot of times where shows already give us people that are already together, or they feel forced. You know, I think you know they had good chemistry together, so they're believable.
Yes, I think these two actors do have good chemistry together on screen, and I think the writers have done a good job with their banter over the previous 5 episodes. Yeah. They have this very flirty banter that kind of feels natural and works to me. So I like these two, which means they'll probably break up. They'll at the end of the season they'll break up, and then we'll get a whole like 5 episodes of awkwardness next year. We'll see, but I'm excited for the next 4. This show has been, I think it's been good, but I have been wary. Like this title card makes me like I have to remember this is the show I'm watching sometimes, right? But they brought it this week.
Yeah, this week was, and I mean, there really hasn't been a bad episode. I mean, it's been very entertaining.
Yeah, it's entertaining. It's a shame that I don't see how long Miss Braca can stay. Like is he a 1-season villain? Is he a 2-season, a 3-season, a 5-season villain? Like, right?
I feel like he's got to go, and they either kill him at the end of the season or he goes back to prison for a long, long time. I'd actually prefer him to go to prison because I think it would be kind of fun, like season 4, this is happening, that's happening, and all of a sudden, oh shit, it's Noose Braca that's behind, I think that would be a fun.
He busts out, or they have to go to him like Hannibal Lecter style.
But you can only reuse him as the villain if it's done the right way. So I would prefer him to go to prison, because if the right story does come along, then you can use him again. If you kill him, he's dead.
Yeah, and that would allow Paul Giamatti to go off, and he's in high demand as an actor. He can go off and do his thing, and
Right. That's what I'm saying. Definitely this. He shouldn't be a multiple season villain at this juncture.
Like these shows, does the season have a big bad? I mean, this is a little unusual. Like a lot of Star Trek series start out as sort of the planet of the week in the first season. This show can't do that because they're grounded at one location, right? And they brought in their overarching villain kind of early into season 1. It works.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't watch multiple. I find him pretty repulsive, which I'm supposed to find him repulsive, right? But I don't know if I can tolerate multiple seasons of this character.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he's so what's the word I'm looking for now?
Repellent, horrible,
no,
abrasive, obnoxious,
over the top, I guess is the best way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
He's so over the top that it works, but only for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Beyond 10 episodes, beyond 1 season, I feel like it becomes a caricature and it loses its oomph.
He could be like, if you got like a 10-year run, he could be like a Q and show up every 2 seasons. Be like,
right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm saying I wouldn't be against seeing him again if it was the right storyline.
Yeah. Oh, B agrees. Oh, I really hope he's a 1-season villain. But Karen, he has tic-tac-toe on his head. That makes it all okay. He is horrible.
Anyway.
Here's the thing. I just don't care about their sex life. That's a totally fair comment. That's why, but they don't say sex sells for nothing. For sure.
So, all right.
Good episode.
Yes.
We'll be back to cover him next week.
So, next week we will have the Dunkin' Egg finale, episode 7 of it.
Oh, that's Jamie. That's why.
And we will have
At
either
least the first two
or
episodes.
at least 2 episodes of Paradise to talk about.
Okay.
But in the meantime, don't forget Thursday at 11 Eastern, we have School Spirits, and of course the watch parties at 9:30 in Discord, but live streams at 11.
Before we go, I would like to ask AJ a question. AJ,
Shoot.
were you aware that Netflix is developing a live action series of Scooby-Doo?
I was not.
8 episodes, a modern reimagining of the show.
I had not heard that either.
I don't like the word modern reimagining.
This has been in development for almost a year now, but I just learned about it. It got picked up a year ago.
I heard nothing about this till now.
Well, AJ's a big fan of Scooby-Doo, you guys, which is why I brought it up.
You know what? It could be good.
It could be good.
Not.
I have a question for you guys about Star Trek. Is that guy playing tic-tac-toe with somebody else, or two other people playing it? Because he can't see his own head.
He's not playing tic-tac-toe. It's just on his head.
Yeah.
No, I know.
You mean like
was he a joke, Karen?
Oh, I get it. You mean like was he playing it?
I can't see him play with somebody else, so two people must be playing on his head.
It looks like the O's one. It looks like there's a line through.
Yeah, it does. It looks like there's a line through it.
Yeah, it looks like his ear is one of the boxes.
Yeah.
But yes, go binge Paradise. It is.
Oh yeah. Check it out. I think you're gonna like it, and we'd love to hear what you think about it. If you can join us for the season 2 discussion,
yes,
as everyone should.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, you got 5 days to watch 8 episodes to be able to watch.
It's not bad. It's a pretty easy watch just because it.
Oh, I already know what's gonna happen. After the first episode, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I have to watch more." I mean,
yeah, that's pretty much.
Paradise is definitely one of those shows where each episode ends and you're like, "I need more."
Yeah, and it does have kind of like the, I guess, political story going on, but that's not a small part of it. So because that's funny. He's probably a really important game there. He won.
At least it's not a tattoo.
Just cut there.
Did you guys know that what's her name is joining the cast of Paradise? That girl from
Shailene Woodley.
Thank you. Yeah, Shailene Woodley is joining the cast this season.
Yep.
It's a good cast.
It is.
Yes.
So, all right.
Very good show.
We'll be here next week to watch
next week. We'll have a little bit more to cover.
Yep.
Starting next week, and then Monarch is not too far away. So yeah, make sure y'all tune in. And we still have a million views.
We'll have Monarch the following week because Monarch's in 10 days.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh my god, I gotta catch up. I like to watch the last episode of a previous season to kind of refresh myself before.
I cannot. Have you watched the trailer for Monarch?
No.
Oh, I cannot wait.
I still have 4 episodes of the first one yet, so but I'm not quite that far.
You know what I saw today? I saw the trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu. You guys know how much I love Grogu, right?
Yeah, I don't even care.
I'm like,
I'm just like, I don't know. I've lost my enthusiasm for it because it's been forever.
I know, but he's so cute, AJ.
They take too long to bring these shows back. That's the problem.
Well, no, it's a movie, Jamie.
It's a movie.
Oh, this isn't okay. I assumed it was another season.
It's like it's a movie wrap up.
It's been 7 years since the last Star Wars movie came out, so this is the next feature film from Star Wars since the Rey series concluded.
You know what else is wrapping up? I keep seeing for Good Omens, but it's only getting, I guess, 1 episode, maybe. I don't know, but at least they're going to get something wrapped up.
Oh, I know you like that show, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was never going to get a new full season after everything, but at least they'll give some kind of wrap up.
Cool.
All right, folks.
If anyone does an interview with that actor, I think it's really important to ask him about the tic-tac-toe. I don't think we're going to get him, but if we do, we'll ask.
Paul Giamatti. Yeah.
Listen, if we can get Paul Giamatti, there's gonna be all kinds of questions we ask him.
Yeah, no, I tried to get him for you guys the beginning season. It did not work out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll keep trying. All right.
Yeah, you never know. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming, and I will see some of you again on Thursday. And thanks for coming.
See you guys next week. All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.